Welcome. You're tuned in because you need to get smart on risk management software, and probably pretty fast.
Yeah, time is often tight with these things.
So think of this as your shortcut, your power-up to navigate that whole world.
hmm
We've got this great article by Gavin Altus from May 20th, 2025, Top 10 Questions to Ask Before Choosing Risk Management Software.
And we're going to pull out the really crucial bits you absolutely need.
Because, let's face it, solid risk management today isn't just like a nice optional extra anymore, is it?
Oh, definitely not. It's fundamental. It keeps you compliant, helps you, dodge those expensive curveballs. It protects your critical information.
Exactly. Which brings us right to the core problem. There are so many options out there. How do you even start choosing the right one? It can feel, well, overwhelming.
It really can. So over the next few minutes, we'll break it down. We're looking at everything from figuring out your specific needs right through to understanding the true cost involved.
Right. The goal here is to give you that clarity, that confidence to make a really informed decision for your own organization.
Okay, let's jump in.
First question, and it's a big one. What kind of risks does the software actually handle? Because the article makes a great point. One size definitely does not fit all here.
Absolutely not. You've got software geared towards finance, others focusing on operational stuff, some are all about compliance, and then there are even HR-specific ones, right? Like for employee retention or data privacy concerns.
So this is really about laying the groundwork.
It is. You've got to match the software specialty to your main vulnerabilities. What keeps you up at night?
So if your biggest headaches are, say, workplace incidents, things covered by OHS regulations maybe, or navigating complex labor laws?
Then a system built primarily for, I don't know, financial market tracking probably isn't your best fit. It seems obvious, but you'd be surprised.
Okay, so the practical advice from the article is, ask vendors straight up, what risks is your platform built for?
And really push them on customization. Can you tweak it to fit your unique business risk profile? Because, the needs of a factory floor are worlds apart from a software startup.
Good point. And it's not just about today's risks either.
No, you need to think ahead. Future-proofing is key. Does the system have the flexibility to adapt as your business changes and new risks pop up?
You don't want to invest heavily in something that's obsolete in, what, a year or two?
Exactly. That's just wasted effort and budget.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. Let's move to the second question, integration. How well does this new software play with the systems you already have in place, your HR tools, payroll, that sort of thing?
And the article calls seamless integration almost a necessity, which I think is spot on.
Why is it so critical?
Well, think about it. If your risk software can talk directly to your payroll or employee database, information just flows. It happens automatically.
Which saves a ton of time on manual data entry, I imagine.
A ton of time, yes, but it also drastically cuts down on those little human errors that inevitably creep in.
Ah, right. And it gives you a more unified picture, doesn't it? A single view of risk across the whole operation. No more data stuck in silos.
Precisely. So the advice is clear. Ask vendors for real examples. Show me successful integrations you've done with systems like ours.
Proof, not just promises.
Exactly. A tool that integrates well just becomes part of the workflow, making risk management smoother and honestly probably more effective because you might spot connections you'd otherwise miss.
Okay, number 3, and this is one the article labels non-negotiable, compliance features. Staying on the right side of regulations, OHS standards, maybe specific industry awards.
Uh-huh. This is often a huge driver for getting the software in the first place. Yeah. Especially with things like OHS or those specific industry rules you mentioned, it can get complex fast.
So what are we looking for here? What are the must-have compliance features?
Well, you definitely want things like automated check systems constantly monitoring if you're meeting requirements. Detailed audit trails are crucial too, giving you that history.
So you can prove compliance if needed.
Exactly. And critically, real-time updates.
Yeah.
Laws and regulations change, so the software needs to keep you informed automatically. You don't want surprises there.
No, definitely not. Because, as the article highlights, a strong compliance toolkit isn't just about ticking boxes. It's actively reducing your risk of fines, legal issues, and, damage to your reputation.
Which can be incredibly hard to recover from. It's about building trust, really.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Usability. Question 4. How easy is this thing actually going to be to use, especially for people who aren't, tech wizards.
This is so important. If it's clunky or confusing, people will find ways not to use it. They'll stick to spreadsheets or old habits, which might defeat the whole purpose.
So you need something intuitive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Look for clean designs, dashboards you can customize so people see what's relevant to their job. Things like drag and drop functionality can make a huge difference.
And mobile access. Is that standard now?
Increasingly, yes. For many roles, being able to access or report things on the go isn't just nice to have, it's essential. Think incident reporting on site.
And the article has a very practical tip here. Get a demo, but don't just watch it. Get your team, the people who will actually use it day to day, to try it out.
Yes, let them click around. That's the only true test. Does it feel right for them? Does it make sense? A slick sales pitch is one thing. Real-world use is another.
Right. Okay, question 5 touches on something that often comes after the purchase. Implementation challenges. What about customer support and training?
Yeah, don't underestimate this. Buying the software is just step one. You're investing in the support system around it too. Hitting snags during rollout is common.
And you don't want to be left stranded.
Definitely not. So ask Supifics, what support levels are included? Is it 9 to 5 or 24/7? Do you get a dedicated contact person who understands your setup?
And what about the onboarding? How do they actually get you up and running smoothly?
A good vendor should have a clear, structured process for that. They should guide you through setup and training. It empowers your team to actually use the software effectively from day one.
It's more of a partnership then.
Ideally, yes, not just a one-off transaction.
Makes sense. Thinking longer term now, question 6 is about scalability. Your business grows, changes. Can the software keep up?
Crucial point. Whether you're adding more users, handling more data, or your operations just get more complex, the software needs to scale without falling over.
Because having to switch systems again in a few years is a massive pain.
It's disruptive and expensive. So look for signs of scalability. Things like configurable workflows, risk templates you can adapt easily.
And ask about their future plans.
Definitely. Ask about the product roadmap. How are they planning to keep the software current? What updates are coming? You want something that evolves with you.
So a scalable solution is really an investment for the long haul.
That's the idea. Future-proofing your risk strategy.
Okay, number 7. In this day and age, this is huge. Data security. Protecting sensitive information.
Paramount. Absolutely critical. You're often dealing with highly confidential customer or employee data. A breach, that's potentially devastating.
Financially and reputationally.
Both. So what security features are essential? Strong encryption is baseline protecting data, both in transit and at rest.
And controlling who sees what.
Robust access controls, exactly. You need fine-grained permissions. Only authorized people should access specific information based on their role.
And the article strongly advises involving your own IT security folks in this evaluation.
Yes, absolutely. They understand your specific security posture, your vulnerabilities. They can ask the really tough technical questions and assess if a vendor's security truly stacks up for your needs. Their input is invaluable.
Okay, moving on to when things, well, go wrong. Incidents happen. Question 8 is about incident management capabilities.
Right. How well does the software help you respond when an incident occurs? Because a fast, effective response can make all the difference in minimizing the impact.
So what features should you look for here?
First, easy reporting. Anyone should be able to log an incident without jumping through hoops. Then you need tools to track the resolution process, figure out the root cause.
So it doesn't happen again.
Ideally. And automated features like escalation protocols are really helpful, ensuring the right managers or teams are alerted immediately when something serious happens.
And again, the advice is to see it in action.
Yes. Ask for a demo specifically on incident management. Walk through their process. Does it seem efficient? Does it match how you need to operate?
Makes sense. See it. Don't just read about it. Okay, number 9. Risk management isn't just reactive. It's about data-driven decisions. So analytics and reporting capabilities.
You got it. Data is everything here. The software needs to give you the tools to actually understand your risk landscape, spot trends, measure if your controls are working.
What should you prioritize in reporting features?
Customizable reports are key. You need to tailor the output for different audiences, the board, managers, regulators. Dashboards are great too, giving that visual, at-a-glance overview of key risk indicators.
And the analytical tools themselves.
Look for tools that help you dig deeper. Identify patterns, quantify risk levels, maybe even model different scenarios. Some advanced systems even offer AI-powered predictive analytics.
Ooh, that sounds interesting. Getting ahead of risks before they happen.
That's the promise, yeah. But the core point is the reporting needs to turn raw data into insights you can actually use to make better decisions and be more proactive.
Right. Actionable intelligence. Okay, last question, number 10, and it's often the elephant in the room, cost. But specifically, the total cost of ownership.
So important because that initial price tag, it's just the beginning. You have to look at the whole life cycle cost.
Like, what else needs to be factored in?
Well, implementation costs,
Yeah.
getting it set up, integrated, that can be significant. Then there's training for your staff, ongoing maintenance or subscription fees, obviously.
And potential hidden costs.
Yes, the article mentions things vendors might charge extra for, migrating your old data, specific customizations you need, maybe even major software upgrades down the line.
Ouch. Those could add up.
They really can. So the advice is push vendors for a full, detailed cost breakdown. Understand every line item. Then weigh that total cost against your budget and, crucially, the value or ROI you expect to get back.
So you get a realistic picture of the true financial commitment.
Exactly. No nasty surprises later on.
Okay, so let's just quickly pull together those key takeaways from the article again. First, really know your specific risks. Make sure the software fits.
Then prioritize integration and usability it has to work with your systems and be easy for people to actually use.
Third, ensure you've got strong support and training lined up from the vendor.
And finally, think long-term. Scalability is vital for future growth and adaptability.
And the benefits, if you do choose the right software, the article points to things like better compliance, obviously.
Yes, and much better decision-making thanks to real-time data. Plus, increased efficiency from having everything centralized.
And hopefully preventing some of those really expensive incidents from happening in the first place.
That's the ultimate goal, isn't it?
The article also had a couple of FAQs. One was about small businesses, what should they look for?
Yeah, the advice there was find something affordable, definitely user-friendly, but still scalable. Sentrient was mentioned as one example, balancing essential features with simplicity for smaller teams.
And the other FAQ clarified how the software actually improves compliance.
Right. It's through things like automating the monitoring, keeping clear audit trails, and providing those timely updates on changing regulations. It takes a lot of the manual burden and potential for error out of the equation.
Okay, so wrapping this deep dive up, choosing risk management software is clearly a big decision, no doubt about it.
It is, but hopefully, by thinking through these 10 questions, you feel much prepared to tackle it.
The key is relating these points back to your own organization, your specific situation, your challenges.
Absolutely. And don't forget that tip about demos.
Right. Take advantage of free demos, get your hands dirty, let your team try it. It's the best way to get a real feel for different platforms.
Definitely.
So here's a final thought to leave you with.
Yeah.
Your business will evolve. It's inevitable. Things will change. How will taking a proactive approach to risk management now, supported by the right software choice, actually shape your company's long-term success and its resilience against whatever the future throws your way?
Something to really mull over as you move forward with your decision.